Losing my pops, it kind of put me in a realm of, like there's some people I look at like, you gonna live forever. Your soul gonna be here forever.
Right.
And my pops was one of those to me. Like we didn't have that conversation, I didn't see him growing up as much, but being able to see him as I was a grown adult, finally getting that conversation, and that shit stripped taken from me. It's like, it kind of got me on like, every day is like, I could crash out. Like I have every right to, at least to me, because like, it's hard when you lose a parent, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it really is. I always say that to people. Like, I lost niggas, I lost cousins. Nothing is more heavy than losing a parent, bro. So, like, I'm still trying to find myself, like, being next to bro, staying what I know helped me back then, like the studios and staying in the gym and basketball. That's what I hope to just keep me sane.
Ain't got a moment when they see you down, there's no they love and all.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Bounce Back Podcast. I'm your host, B. Luke. I got a couple special guests with me today. So why don't y'all introduce yourself, tell the people your name, where you're from, and a little bit about yourself, and we'll start with you first.
For sure. It's Essence, Blessings, either how you want to call it. I'm from Boston, just turned 27. Yeah, so me and bro, we got our tape we working on called Make Music Fun Again. Yeah. Then I got a little solo project I'm working on called Told You. That's gonna have a lot of different type of vibes on there. I'm trying to get like Caribbean music on there. I'm trying to get like Nigerian music, all different types of genres on there. And bro, he has a different type of style too, so that's why we connect so much. And it was just at a point everybody's like, yo, like we need a tape from y'all, you know what I mean? So like
Absolutely.
Now me and him, we working on putting together a tape. So we just got a lot of shit, man, a lot of shit in the stash.
Yeah. All right, so what about you? Yeah, tell the people the same thing, your name, where you're from, and a little bit about yourself.
First name Java, but mostly all my dogs call me Ja2X. That's my stage name, music name, whatever you want to say. From Boston, moved to Quincy my freshman year of high school, 2012 actually. Met bro, probably was like 14, 15. Just walked into the broadcast room. He's rapping like he's 20 years old. He's only like 14, but
No, for real.
yeah, but from Quincy. Yeah, we just got a bunch of music coming. That's all I can say. But yeah.
So how did that relationship start? You two, was it just you hearing him rapping and then you were intrigued by that? What was that connection like, and how did y'all like meet and get close?
Yeah, we was definitely we played freshman football together, but I don't think we was, obviously we knew each other, we talked, but for like the music really brought us, that's what really brought us closer to each other, if I'm being honest, yeah. Like
he said, we met, I was in broadcasting, so I was doing the morning announcements, we was having to shoot like just little podcasts, a lot of different things involving camera and filmmaking. And I was always kind of making music, like before I met bro, like I was always in my room, writing in my notebook, writing in the iPad, like writing to a beat. And he came in one day. He always loved to be in my class. He was never in class, but he was always in my class. And he came in we was in like these little cubby rooms that we all edit in and do our like filmmaking stuff and projects. And he, being nosy, he walked in, he heard I'm freestyling to a beat and everything. So he started recording me. And then after that, we just kind of started turning it into like a real dream for real.
Yeah.
So what about you? When did you start doing music? Was that something that you did before y'all met?
It is. That's the crazy part. It is. But it wasn't, I'm mostly, everybody knows me as playing sports, so music wasn't really never a thing to me. Everybody just knows me as football. But like my family, like anybody in my family knows, like the only thing my teachers could do when I was probably like in first, second, third grade, fourth grade was I love to write poems. Like, I hated school, but I love writing poems for some reason. My grandmother, she was also a singer. We lived in the same household. My uncle Richie, rest in peace. He was also like rapper. He had basically a mic in his room. Everything. Wow. So I was just always around. Like I said, I'm a football player, but I was always around music. So. I just always love music. It's hard with me. It's hard to explain with me because I'm, like I said, if you know me, I'm a football player, but I actually do really love music too.
So you said your uncle was doing music. You said rest in peace. I mean, what happened when he passed away? Were you young? How did that affect the family that you noticed?
He probably passed away probably like 4 years ago, but it definitely affected my family rest in peace to my grandmother too, because like I said, they was my uncle and my grandmother was in the same household. You know, he was the one taking care of my grandmother once I moved to Quincy. She was still in Boston, so that definitely took, you know, definitely hurt the family, but definitely made it strong at the end of the day.
Okay, so what about, I guess, talk a little bit about the journey that y'all ended up in Quincy, because you guys are both from Boston originally beforehand. So what's the move to Quincy about? Was it just to get out the hood? Was it things happening over there? You know what I mean?
Things happening.
Words can't even describe, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, growing up in a single mother household, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was only everything that consisted of me of being in the hood was for basketball or to see my pops, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm out here looking for somebody, I ain't even know where he's at, you know? So everything consisted of, like, we was in Boston, you know, doing sports, but then we right back to Quincy, like, you know, academically wise, like into putting our head into the books and shit. So, yeah, I guess it was just more to just start a new life, you know what I mean? Like, my mother seen that, you know, moving to Quincy was the best suggestion, you know what I mean? And I wasn't raised, I wasn't born yet to kind of have an input on that. So, like, I feel like she did what the best was that she saw, you know? So,
absolutely, that's all.
That's why my mother's my hero, man.
That's all you can ask, for, you know, moms, anybody really, parents, is to do their best. Was that the same situation with you? How old were you when you moved? Was it just right at high school?
I moved like soon as I got to high school, probably like 15, but I was, like I said, I don't mean to keep bringing them sports, but I was always good, so I'm gonna be honest, my parents didn't want me going to high school in Boston. Like, just, you know, it gets crazy out there sometimes, you know. I'm not gonna say anybody will be hating on me, but you know, I was that good, you know. So they got me as soon as 9th grade came. So they booted my ass to Quincy.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I know you play basketball. What about? Did you play football too? Were you guys on the team together?
I think I was playing football first before basketball. Like, again, we're looking for someone I didn't know how he looked. You know, basketball was something that connected me to my pops. I just lost my pops last year. You know what I mean? So. It's kind of weird how to feel about it, you know, the fact that you come from two people, you lost one of them, you know, like, it's going to feel a little weird. But basketball was a thing that we both connected together, you know. Started out football, Pop Warner in Mattapan. My grandmother, we was always on Elmont Street in Mattapan, you know, so started playing football there, and then transitioned into other sports, basketball, and played overseas for a little bit in the Philippines. I was in Cebu. So that was monumental. That was impactful.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you say you don't want to keep bringing up sports, but you know what? I say let's talk about it too, because I think sports is pivotal in more ways than one. I think it can help teamwork, you know, build a camaraderie. You know what I mean? Socially, it's good, especially nowadays. Everybody's stuck in their phones and on these devices. So just to get out there. And also, too, if you're busy doing that, you can't be led astray by maybe, you know what I mean, the streets or whatever's going on. Was that something that, I guess, sports was something that helped keep you busy a lot of times, especially after school in the summertime?
Yeah, I say definitely sports. Like, we wasn't even in high school yet, but I still had a lot of friends that was into the streets, you know, like majority of my friends were to the streets, so I was probably like one of the only ones that wasn't, to be honest. Like, so that definitely kept me out of it kept me out of a lot of things.
Do you think part of that was because, you know, you were so good at it and you had a lot of people telling you were good at it? Because you think it might be it might be a little different for someone who tries sports, and, you know, some people just don't got it, so they're like, F this, just go right to the street.
That was definitely it. Like, even OGs in the hood, they be like, you know, if your mom tells me, like, you doing this in school, like, we're gonna get you. Like, you know, little things like that, but it's because they knew what I was capable of. That definitely played a big part.
I mean, so how did it feel when, you know, these older guys are telling you this, you know, that, hey, make sure you sticking with the sports and all that stuff? Because I mean, a lot of times that don't happen. A lot of people, they misguide the youth or whatever that. Like, how did that come off to you at the time?
It definitely felt good because, like, I'm still a kid, so that just means they see something in me, you know, like I could be different from them, you know. So that definitely meant something to me.
I guess both of you, and we'll start with you, Josh, since you're on it too right now. Like, at what age did you realize, like, okay, maybe I am good at sports. I got something here. You know what I mean? At what point? Because from what I hear, you was pretty nice at football in high school. So
I'm not gonna lie, probably when I was 7.
Okay.
7, I was young.
Okay.
Yeah, probably 7 years old. Yeah.
Same with you, Ig?
Shit. Yeah, I say a little bit sooner than that. Like I came out the womb playing with a basketball, you know. So
Yep.
yeah, I would say probably around that same age. Took it a little bit more seriously.
He was dunking at 8 years old, man.
Yeah, dunking at 12, you know.
So I mean, what is it about sports for y'all that y'all think is some positive things that you could take from it? You know what I mean?
I feel like it builds character. You know, it helps you to realize that, you know, you could work hard for something to lead you up to a game and you could still lose. You know, just like in life, you could work hard to something and not get it. You know, you might have learned something else on that journey, but you just didn't get that win for that moment, you know. But that doesn't mean your time is over. You know, just get back to the gym, get back on the grind, and you know, next time you come back, you shine.
Absolutely.
So I think it builds leadership, initiative, character. You know, I think it makes you humble. Yeah, teamwork.
Teamwork.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Humbles you a little bit. You know, you could think you're the biggest dude on the field, but you get cracked the wrong way. You breathing for air a little bit, like that'll humble you real quick. So
yeah, like it's like a microcosm of life, you know what I mean? It's going to be ups and downs, wins and losses, and it's more about how you deal with it and handle it with class and respect and all that. And
facts.
And just beyond that too is then you have the physical aspect, right?
Exactly.
Now you're in shape,
Right.
You start doing certain sports, you feel stronger, you know what I mean? Is that, I mean, what kind of physical benefits have you guys noticed that come from just being physically active in sports, especially like at a younger age too?
So honestly, you just, no matter what, you just gotta keep going. Like he said, like you're gonna definitely, there's somebody out there that's better than you, but that don't mean nothing. Was that gonna stop you just because, you know what I mean? Like you just always gotta keep going, because at the end of the day, bro, everybody could win. Everybody could win.
And what don't kill you make you stronger. You know,
sure.
you got hit a couple times. You know, you didn't make a couple shots, but you know, when it came down to it, the most important shot that needed to be took, you took it and made it. So you know, that sometimes is what it's all about. You know.
Absolutely. Are you guys both still physically active for the most part? You guys hitting the gym? You guys still play sports? What's going on with that?
Of course.
I'm trying, like, I still got it in me, like, believe it or not, like, I may not work out as much I'm supposed to, but I know, let me be in the gym for 2 months straight, and you'll think I've been out there, like, oh yeah, you know, like
muscle memory, man.
Yeah, like, but I definitely still
Muscle
got
memory.
it. That's why, you know, like, I be talking to him, I'll be like, shit, if things go right, like, say we do drop a song and that shit go up, shit, nigga, even if we do got $1 million, I'm still gonna go to that football field. Like,
Absolutely.
that's how much I love the game.
With me, shit, I just actually came from the gym. You know,
I know,
but,
you stay up.
yeah, the gym is my second home for real.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I still keep in the gym, still keep myself in shape. Like I said, I was in the Philippines for a little bit playing over there a few years ago. Definitely trying to get back into that. I was supposed to actually go and play in El Salvador recently, but a lot of the stuff that's going on with, like, just in the world, you know what I mean? Palestine, free Palestine, I'm gonna say. That's just a lot of stuff that's going on. It just, I can't kind of go over there to enjoy myself knowing that there's a lot of fucked up shit over here, you know? So I'm just one of those, I need to fix what's at home first before I go and play in the backyard,
For sure.
you know?
So what kind of things do you guys think that, like, or lessons or benefits from sports that you think you could take and transition into, like, music? Teamwork, I'm sure, is part of it, right? I mean, that dynamic, and then
teamwork. Also, just having a plan of action. I feel like with every game, you know, like a coach is a coach for a reason. He comes up with a plan to get the win. You know, same thing with, like, I guess music. Like, we all go to the studio, and it's never like if he books 3 hours, it's never like he's just gonna take the 3 hours. Like, we all share the time. Like, there's sometimes I'll book like 5 hours, and we all just will go there and figure out what we're gonna do. You know, like, I'd rather us be in the place of work and it gets us to work rather than us just being somewhere else talking about it and then we don't do it. You know. Absolutely. So, yeah, again, like you said, it builds teamwork.
Teamwork,
I guess it builds drive. And iron sharpens iron.
And I think too, another thing's probably being in shape and having that wind for when you got to perform or hop on the mic. They know breath work. That's all part of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
especially
exactly.
Stay ready, so you ain't gotta get ready.
stage presence. Yeah, exactly. Talk a little bit about, like, the high school years. Did you guys both play like both sport? Like, did you guys both play basketball and
he played
football? So you play both?
Yeah, so like freshman year, I played football. And senior year, I played football. I was wide receiver and I was the kicker. Got a mean boot on me too, you know, and I was a mean blocker for him too. He'll let you know, you know what I'm saying? You know, I didn't grow up in that football environment, but like he made playing football mad fun just because he was a beast on the field. You know, we had our boy Doug on the field too that helped out. Like we went undefeated freshman year. You know, we really made noise. Like, and I'm again like I would have never been a part of that history if I didn't say, you know what, let me just even play. It's my first year in the high school, my last year in the high school. So
that's what's up.
And then he was always at the basketball games. They always in the stands and shit, trolling, clowning and shit, you know. But
so what about like some highlights or like some memorable moments as far as high school athletics and stuff like that? And do you have anything that stands out? Either one of y'all, both of y'all? Whatever.
Definitely.
I remember when my coach told me if we get whoever gets a dunk this game versus North Quincy, I give you $20, and everybody looked at me. You got it? Of course I got it, man. Come on, bro.
Okay.
So I'll probably say my shit was probably a Thanksgiving game. I ran for like 297 on North Quincy, like 4 TDs.
Absolutely.
No, I got right on them. Crazy part is I told my mom I was gonna do that the night before, and I actually did it.
Nice. Yeah. What are some obstacles that you may have encountered as far as that? I mean, because you got to make grades and everything like that to play. Like, how were the grades doing? How'd you do as far as like as far as that? You know what I mean? Did you make honor roll or did you struggle?
Me personally, like I said, like for some reason I'm not gonna lie, like I always hated school for some reason. Like since I was a kid, I just hated school. I don't know why, bro.
Okay.
I just know for no funny shit, I just hated the fact like they put football with grades. I never liked that since I was a kid. Like shouldn't judge somebody by the grades. A sport's a sport. Like that has nothing to do with grades. Like, but I get it. But you know, yeah, my grades wasn't the best. I'm gonna be honest with you. My grades wasn't the best. You know, colleges used to come to my school to come talk to me. I used to tell some colleges like, don't even waste your time on me.
Really?
Like my grades is not up there. So it came to the point like before I moved to Quincy, I didn't play football in years. So mentally, I'm thinking like I'm not gonna come to high school the same, be the same person. So it's like once I realized, I'm still like that. It's too late for me to get my grades up. It's like I had to go to summer school to get into certain colleges. So it was crazy.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Yeah, my grades wasn't the best, but if I can go back, I'll definitely. Kids, keep your grade up. I don't know where the camera's at. Keep your grade up. Keep your grades up.
For me, I'm gonna say I was the opposite. I ain't gonna lie. Like I used to like school.
Yep.
Sometimes just off the simple strength of there was sometimes too just life shit too. Like you know what I mean. Like my Dukes was working 3 jobs. You know what I'm saying. Like single mother household. Like there's times where I'm in the crib by myself. I'm young. I don't know how to cook or make nothing to eat. You know what I'm saying. I know I'll get something to eat at school. You know what I'm saying. So I like school off that strength. Sometimes I didn't. Moving to Quincy too at first, I didn't really know too many people, you know what I mean? So like it helped me to just find the right group, you know what I mean? I had to find a lot of the wrong ones to find a lot of the right ones, you know what I mean? But that's where everywhere you go, you know, so. But I failed, I'm not gonna lie, I failed off my sophomore year though. In the midst of loving school and shit, I failed off my sophomore year. I think the rise of how freshman year went, you know what I mean? We went undefeated. We was lit freshman year, bro. I think I thought it was sweet, and you know, I just wasn't really academically on point as I should have been. But we still stuck with it. Junior year came around, a little bit semi better, but I failed off half of that. You know, I mean, I was playing varsity too, so I was definitely doing my thing. You know, what I mean, in the gym, just trying to ball out, get on varsity as much as I could, but my grades. Just kept slipping, you know what I mean? But I feel him on that. Like, there's a lot of talent that, like, you know, you look at greats like Michael Jordan's, you know what I'm saying? And, like, they didn't go to college, you know what I'm saying? Like, Kobe's, they didn't go to college. And I feel like if we got back to that time and place, like, there's so much raw talent in high school, I feel like, and more than college. The drive is there. These kids are still healthier than college kids. You know, some college kids are damaged. They still can perform, but they're damaged. You know, like high school, just more fruition, more, I guess, time to make mistakes. So yeah, I feel that, bro. I feel like if they gave us more of an opportunity to bring like scouts and stuff like that, you know, I think that we were stripped from that.
I got you. So talk a little bit about like the city of Quincy itself. I guess you guys kind of went there a little bit later age, or you have at least a point of reference, right? You Mattapan and all that. So I guess talk a little bit about what the city's like. How is it broken down? I know there's North Quincy, Quincy Point, and all that stuff. So I guess, you know, break that down for someone who's like never been to Quincy, like how it's separated and all that.
It's hard because you wouldn't think Quincy's big until you actually get in there. You'd be like, damn, there's a West Quincy, there's a North Quincy, there's 2 high schools. This is crazy. But it's weird. I'm not gonna lie. It's weird because Quincy, you know, before I moved, I didn't think Quincy was gonna be as lit as it was. But you know how like
and nowadays it's very diverse now too.
Yeah,
you know, you got a lot of mix. I didn't see a lot of like black people when I first moved to Quincy. You know what I mean? So I was on the first look for, you know what I mean, just how we was raised. You know, but yeah, like you got Quincy, and then you got some parts within Quincy is like West Quincy, and then I think there's a South Quincy. It's like one street, I think that's one classified as South Quincy, just one street.
Yeah, I don't know. Quincy's, like I said, Quincy's big. You wouldn't even
know
it's
just like a Boston. It's like big, but it's just so many different parts within it it makes it a little bit bigger.
So there's a reason it got 2 high schools.
Right.
There's a reason.
Absolutely. I mean, Cambridge only had 1 high school.
Right.
You know, one public high school. I think we had like a private high school and stuff too. So, all right. So you guys, high school. What's the plans for after high school? Right? What did you guys have plans for college, sports? What was the master plan when you get out of high school?
Shit, right when I get out of high school, I was trying to get into ball. You know what I mean? Like in the midst, we were still doing music. Like actually after high school, at the end of high school, we were starting to get into more like performances, like doing birthday parties.
Right.
We started performing up at colleges before we was even in college. But yeah, I was more dedicated onto just basketball now, just because I'm knowing like, all right, like life's really about to start happening for real, you know. So I was trying to find different colleges to go through to just I guess play ball at.
Okay.
But that didn't really work out because I had to have surgery on my meniscus. I was playing at Massasoit around the time, and my coach wanted me to play so bad, but I couldn't. You know, I'm damaged. And I tried to redshirt, but he wouldn't let me redshirt. So he took my eligibility away, and then after that, I got surgery done. COVID had happened, and then I kind of just started exploring into overseas basketball.
Got you. Ja, what was your plan after high school? Football or?
No, definitely football. Honestly, the plan was for me to go to I forgot what college it was. I think it was a JUCO. Allen Hancock was a D1 JUCO. I was supposed to go out there, but bunch of things was going on because I just had my son. I had my son my junior year, so it was kind of like I said, Allen Hancock. They would call me every day, like you know, they would ask me about my son, things like that.
So I guess like break that down. What that was like being, you know, a father in high school, right? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like what's going through your mind? Where do your priorities go? It's got to be a big shock.
Yeah, it is. So I was, like I said, I'm Allen Hancock's in California. But when it was time to commit, I committed to Dean College. But it's like no bullshit. I think that was probably it's one thing I regret because I want to stay close to my son. But it's like
that's what I figured.
You know, the older I get, I'm like, you know, I should have just bounced my ass to California.
Went out there.
Yeah, no bullshit, and took that risk. But you know, things happen for a reason, so could never be mad.
Someone once told me we can only we analyze life in reverse, but we can only live it going forward. You know what I'm saying? And I'm big on that. So, talk about the first thing that y'all did together musically. Was it just a track, or like you guys both rap? How does it work with like the production, the engineer? Did you have to find someone? You go to random studios? Like, talk about the whole process from when you guys started recording and the first thing I guess y'all did together.
I personally, I think it started in that broadcast.
The broadcasting, because I know he always wanted to be like a manager, and I was always somebody kind of looking for that, like somebody to just point me to where to go and not just go and handle the work. You know what I mean? So we was both going hand in hand for that. Like I was working on a tape around the time that he had even met me, so he started going around the culinary and writing down on the notebook. I mean on the bulletin board and stuff.
We was kids at this time too.
New mixtape out now, and this is when SoundCloud was popping. Spinrilla was popping. My mixtape was popping. Dat Piff. You know, so like we're flooding all the music on any source that's kind of popping to kind of get it out there.
Absolutely.
and to look forward to it now, like, you know, teachers knew our shit,
Right.
knowing our shit, you know what I mean? Like the kids that was under us that looked up to us for basketball and football now
So
asking for music.
I wasn't
so.
even making music around that time, but it's like I always make sure they knew
Yeah.
who he was. You feel me? Like,
it took you a minute too to get a track out. Like he was right next to me for a minute. Like we were probably making music together, like 10 years plus, but like he didn't actually put his first track out to like what, maybe like
I got way older, like
3 years after.
Yeah.
So like he was really on just management, you know what I mean? Really finding shows, finding where to go, and boom, we was there. Handing tickets out there.
How important was it to that y'all was in high school? Because it seems like now that's a built-in network kind of right there. Was that big on the networking, the music and stuff like that?
Yeah, definitely. I told him, you asked him, I told him right now broadcasting, because that's where we was kids. I told him straight up, like, I don't know what's your plans, but like when we get older, we gotta like, we gonna continue this. Like, you know, even if you don't want to go to the store, I'm gonna force you to the store. I don't care how it goes.
Sure.
Like,
and do you think that's important to have for you, to someone that could kind of hold you, because sometimes we tend to procrastinate if it's just, if we got nobody else holding us accountable, you know what I mean? Does that help with you having somebody to,
Definitely does. Like on them days where you feeling like, all right, I gotta stop, or it's like it's not my day, or everybody hopes for that one song to blow up and go crazy, you know what I mean? And like every time I was next to bro, he's like, yo, bro, this is probably your best one. And in my back of my mind, I'm like, nah, bro, this is just another song I'm getting out. But he's always cheering right there, like, yo, this is your best song, it's your best song. And that, I guess, put me in a different realm of like having more confidence in your work.
Build off of that energy.
Yeah,
for sure.
you know what I mean? I think everybody should have somebody like that in their corner to, when you're feeling down, somebody's there to pick you up. You know what I mean? When you picked up and they down, pick them up, hand in hand, help each other.
Okay.
So.
At what point do you guys start to realize, like, okay, you might have something with this? You guys start getting a little buzz? Is it like certain things getting views on SoundCloud or whatever the platform was? Or like at what point do you like, all right, people are feeling this, like we got to keep going?
What song was it that you dropped?
I would say
My Brothers. I think that's it. This was like high school. My Brothers.
I think for anything, maybe like Talk Down. Talk Down where you go, with my boy, You Smooth. I should say You Smooth. He's our other boy.
Amazing too, though.
And amazing, yeah. Like when I put my first, I guess I put my first tape out in the Essence of Essence. That was a mix of all of us on there too. This is when I had met my boy Box. He's a Nigerian artist too. We started working together. I had him on there. I had Yugo on there. You Smooth on there. I had my boy Box on there. So like I would say Talk Down, because like it was going everywhere. Like I was saying, the teachers knew the song. The teachers coming up to me telling me the song.
That's cool.
We got asked to do birthday parties. We did numerous birthday parties because of that song.
Wow.
We got offered to go up to UMass Amherst. You know what I
Nice.
mean? There's a thing called, I think, Extravaganza.
Yep.
And they have that like every year in the wide open
remember that
field.
shit. I remember that
wide
shit.
open field. So we did that for like 3 years
Nice.
consistently. So yeah, like it really helped out, bro. Like it brought a whole lane of like, again, we're sports oriented. So to discover something like music that I had a famous producing uncle in my family. He actually made music for the Gurus and Gangstar and stuff like that, and marketing Funky Bunch and stuff like that.
Nice.
So he's pretty well known. He graduated from Berkeley. But besides that, I don't have no music in my family. So it was just a gem I discovered.
Absolutely. And
So
it
it
seems
brought a
like that the cultures overlap a lot, right? Whether that's, maybe athletes. I mean, Shaq put out a, rap record, right? Athletes want to rap, or rappers, then they go to the All-Star game and they think they could ball. It seems like a lot of that overlaps, right? You know what I mean? So I guess I want to know a little bit more about this broadcast, right? Was this a place in school that you guys were like able to actually like record and lay down tracks and stuff, or what was like that role in it?
I think the closest thing that we had into our school for music was probably like band club, like instruments and stuff like that. There was no really like vocalist stuff like that. But it more consisted of like filmmaking, learning how to record. Like if you wanted to be in a production type of ecosystem and learn like how directing works. So you want to put together your own film and movies. Like that's what it consisted of. But I guess we didn't want to do that sometimes. You know what I mean? We was doing that so much that we would just go into that little cubby room,
and
throw
just
on a beat,
throw on
and
a
we would
beat.
just start freestyling. Our teacher would come like, this is not what you're supposed to be working on. We getting in trouble. We got to go to the principal's office because we trying to put together songs and shit. But like it all ended up you know, making sense later. So
Absolutely,
We
absolutely.
was in our broadcasting room all the time. I wasn't even in that class, but I would go always to that class.
So what were you guys do? What were you hitting the studio, or like where were you recording then, or like
we was kind of like freestyling it too. So we had a old studio we was going to. Gunzy. We was going to Gunzy's for a little bit. Then we started floating around.
Dorchester?
Yeah, I was in Dorchester. I think Bowdoin, on Bowdoin Street. And then we started floating around in different studios. We tried the Mix Lofts out. We tried Phoenix Downs. When we went to Mix Loft, that was when I think what was his name that was over there?
Not Jonah.
No. The other he works for
Leo. He's
Leo.
Jordan Lucas's. I think he be mixing Jordan Lucas.
Yeah, he was over there before. So like, you know, we a lot of popular heads that like kind of made their name came out of Quincy too. So like.
So I mean, studios. I mean, did you have a hookup, or were you guys paying? And like, if you were paying, like, how are you coming up with funds for this stuff? Did you have to get jobs? Did you start hustling?
Yeah,
Like, a little
hustling.
bit of both.
Yeah, we was doing both, man. We was doing both.
All that goes.
It ain't easy being a college kid and trying to get stool time at the same time.
You know?
Definitely.
I was got to get money when others are asleep. However you doing it, you know.
So what about music videos, right? When do you start? Do you start shooting music videos, and like, how's that process work? And any, you know, talk about that.
That's what we still learning too right now. That's because we're trying to start flooding more. We have so much music, bro. So much songs that we have, and that's what we're trying to focus on to, I guess, transition into putting more music videos out. So like, yeah, we started doing more. Like, I did a music video at my uncle's crib when he was in Easton. He had sold that house and moved down to Florida. It was a beautiful house. Like, shit, we did.
Shit was crazy.
Yeah, we had a lot of whips over there. He had a Royce over there. He let me use the Royce to go to prom in it. You know what I'm saying? So Uncle was a real one. You know what I mean? But yeah, we still learning that.
Okay.
We're still learning that right now.
So even though it's not like, you know, not technically like whatever, like high quality music videos, there's still videos you could up, even if it's just off your phone and just kicking a freestyle. So like, how important do you think that has been for you and for growing and just in general to have? Because when I was growing up, we didn't have like an outlet like that. You know what I mean? Where we could just, you know what I mean, record something, spits, and then put it out there for, you know, potentially thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people to see.
TikToks, we had Vines back then too.
Everything. I think it's good, honestly. Like, I be telling him, like he already has mad freestyle videos out, but I be telling him, shit, we need to do more. Like, we need to post some more out there. Like, even though, like, you can go on his page, it's just all free. Damn, they all free. If it ain't working out, he's freestyling. You know what I mean? So, but I feel like we gotta. There's a lot out there, but I feel like we just need to aim for more like music videos now. Like you said, we have people don't understand, like. There's a lot of us, but he's probably he was the first one that did music in our group, so it's like, you know, mostly everybody looks up to him, like, you know, because he was the first one doing this shit, so it's like, a lot of people don't even understand, like, yeah, he's holding it down for us, but wait till the rest of the dogs come out.
Absolutely.
Wait for the rest of the dogs to come out.
Absolutely. What about doing shows, right? Because it's one thing you get in the, you know, you write to a beat or freestyle, and then you get in the booth and you're just kind of in your zone. Now you get up on stage and then there's people and stuff like that. Nerves kick in. So I guess talk a little bit about like first time performing, what that was like, butterflies, what's going on.
And what's crazy too, like a lot of people's first shows, like, you know, they'll do like somewhere local, but like me, like my first show we're always in Rhode Island. You know, it was always going to Pawtucket and doing shows out there. I think the spot was called the Met. But yeah, I started doing shows out there. Sometimes the bros couldn't be there, you know what I'm saying? And I still had to go out there and hold it down for all of us, you know what I mean? So like, there was some they could, and then we started transitioning and doing other shows. But like that first show is always the one that lives with you. And it's words can't speak on like the love you get. Like, if you walk in nervous, the crowd's gonna look at you nervous. They don't know what you're gonna do. So like, if you walk in there about ready to have a good time, turn up, everybody's having fun, like everybody's gonna do the same thing. You know, like what you give is what they give you. So yeah, it's like it's a mix of like nervousness, but I guess lit, like
excitement
lit.
too.
Excitement, you know.
Absolutely.
So words can't really put a
Shit, I was stuck the first time.
Yeah.
I think I
When
performed.
you froze? Or-
Yeah, because that was
It
my
happens,
first
eh?
time. He brought me out there.
And I was already like on the stage
Froze
like,
up, like-
what, 5 times already plus before he put his first time on the stage. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
I froze up. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't freeze up really. I did my thing, but like inside, I'm shaking inside. But I definitely did my thing, but I was shaking inside.
What about when you came off the stage and it was done? Like, was that a good feeling? Did you catch?
Nah, that was definitely a good feeling. That was definitely a good feeling. I think after that we was just turning up everything. I remember Quincy show.
yeah, we did it. Yep, right over there, Sonya,
we
Sonya
had
Middle
that,
East.
We had
you know
that
what I
bitch
mean?
turn if you see the videos. We
Yeah,
had that bitch
and
turn.
that wasn't our show. You know, we just showed up as just, I think, what was just not the headliners. What's the?
No, we wasn't the head, but
No, but we just showed up the opening act. You know what I mean? Did a few songs, but
yeah,
it was a movie though. Yeah, that shit
shit
jumping though. Wasn't expecting that. Like, I'm talking champagne bottles getting thrown on you and shit. Like, it was crazy.
So just talk about like music and what is it about music that you love? How did you fall in love with it? You know what I mean? Or
me,
and you build that passion. You know?
I think music's different for everybody, but for me, I look at it as like it's a way for me to speak my mind. You know what I mean? Like, they help me with making like songs, but like I was always looking at music as like a therapy. You know what I mean? Writing how I feel, and people don't like to just hear what you're saying, but they'll listen to music. So I tried using how I feel and putting it on a beat.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So trying to beat them to it. You know what I mean? In that aspect, but it's just for my mental health for help. You know, it's for my mental health. It's not really to influence these kids to go and do dumb shit or none of that shit. I'm just, if you got a story, tell it, and tell it in a way that helps people. You know what I'm saying? Not deconstruct people.
Absolutely. What about you?
I mean, I'll say to, express myself, like, bro, no, I'm really not a talkative person. Like, so like for me to be doing this is, this is like a big step for me, no bullshit. But like, I'm really not a talkative person. So I feel like a lot of people know I'm really not talkative. So I feel like music is something people could get to know me more. Things like that. Cause I'm gonna be real, I don't. If you ain't bro or my shorty, like, somebody I trust, I really won't talk. So it's like, music is just one of my things you could get to know who I am, Definitely get to know who I am.
Absolutely. I think it's good. It's I would say like you need outlets in life because life is going to be life, and right, whether that's working out, music, you got to put that energy somewhere, and I feel like music is real big. But like, what makes you go from, I feel like I would say everybody listens to music, right? But where do you go from someone who loves music as a listener into wanting to be a creator? You know what I mean? What's that thought process like? How do y'all make that decision to like, I think I could do that?
I go based off of like, if you don't like what's out there, do what you want
To hear.
Yeah, exactly. Simple as that. Like, if you don't like the music, make the music you want to hear. Like if you don't like a certain way of how life is, create something so we can all, do a certain way that you would like that. You know what I mean? There's complainers and there's maintainers. You know what I mean? So that's what it is. Creators and imitators.
Yeah.
And was it you just go the natural transition from like writing the poetry to doing music, or did you see other people doing it and be like, I can do that too? I think, or
I'm gonna be real. I was just about to say that, like, I think that was it. It was definitely with the poems, like the poetry shit. But then it came to a point like I would even, this is before, like I would even do ad-libs. Like for example, I would do ad-libs on his songs, and I never did ad-libs on my song. Like damn, like I'm sounding nice on his shit. I need to start doing these shits on my shit. Like so, like little things like that. Like
okay. So also too, he had mentioned that like the managerial role, and that was something that interested you. Like, what was it about that I guess attracted you to wanting to do that?
Like before I moved to, like I said, my grandmother, she was a singer. My uncle, I was living with them before I moved to Quincy. So I would always see it. I was always around music for some reason, but I will always write, like even though it was, I say poetry, I was low-key writing songs too when I was a kid, like just always writing. But it's not like I'm a football player. Like I was always scared to show my family like my little poems and things like that. But I would always sing to my grandmother or rap for my grandmother. But it's not something I really took serious, but it was something I knew if I took serious I can do it, But one time I met him in high school, I'm telling you, he was rapping a certain way. Like you be like, this ain't no 15-year-old rapping like this.
Yeah.
But like, I'm 15 too. But it's like I'm hearing the things he's saying. So
So talk about that, right? Like for people that don't, I know your style. I know you're conscious. You say stuff.
Yeah.
But like, how would you like describe your style, or how would you describe his style as from the outside looking in? Like you said, he's rapping a little older than he
Right.
like. I guess talk about that. Like what about it? Was it the lyrics?
Because he's my man, but like his style is wavy. Because why I say it's wavy? It's been the same way since we was 14, 15. Just because from when I first heard him when we was kids, you would think a kid at that age is gonna be rapping about guns, females, drugs, jewelry. He wasn't rapping about none of that shit. He was rapping about like, like it's hard to describe it, but like you gotta go listen to the movie. He wasn't rapping about
like
none
life,
of that.
real life shit.
Yeah,
like
real life shit. So that already caught my attention from the beginning. Like we're still kids, but like if you could rap like this now, imagine how you're gonna be rapping when you're in your damn in your 20s. So it's like it's hard to explain to me.
Did you always just look at life on a deep level? Are you always like a person that analyze things, or very intuitive, internal?
I think so, cause like I was always told I have an old soul. Like I was always one of them young ones that always hung around with the older heads. You know what I mean? So like I was always getting wisdom from them, or like having to do dumb shit to learn from them. So I guess I was always like in a situation or an environment that had me to live, I guess, 10 years older than what I was, mentally and physically. So like I had to just adjust, and I don't know, I guess writing what I felt like was supposed to be said would just kind of brought me peace of mind. You know what I mean? Ended up, I guess, growing into a passion. Like you could do what you're doing, but if you're not loving what you're doing, then what are you doing? You know what I mean? So yeah, I was just always, I guess, on that self-conscious tip. You know what I mean? I can make a song, or I can, make somebody's life, help their life out.
Absolutely. So what's your favorite part about doing music? Is you know what I mean? What part of it? What part of the process is it when it's done and someone tells you like, yo, this I like that this got me through my day, or do you like getting in there, the performances? Like, what part of the whole music thing is your favorite, and why?
I would say the performing.
Performing?
I would say the performing for me, just because like he said, like bro, he was nervous, and the thing is like I was doing those things for a reason. You have to be uncomfortable, get used to being uncomfortable. And like when I was nervous, I was by myself, you know what I mean, and still was able to become comfortable. So watching them be uncomfortable, I knew they would get comfortable over time. You know what I mean? So like performing, like it's just, you're able to connect with people on a different tip, versus doing it over social media, versus doing it over a phone, versus, like when you're actually looking at people and you're actually telling them from the heart how you feeling, what you're saying, it's a different type of connection. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to have to call somebody I love. I want to be able to see that person, tell them I love them, you know what I'm saying? So they can feel the flowers and smell the flowers, you know what I mean? So just little shit like that.
What about you, Jai? What's your favorite part? Is it, shooting the videos? You get the, whatever, I don't know, rent cars and stuff. You get the nice cars, you get the outfit, you get to put on the outfits and stuff. What's the favorite part for you?
I'm gonna be real, doing it with him, bro. That's my dog, bro.
Awesome.
I tell him, like, even behind the cameras, off the camera, I tell him, like, nigga, this shit's gonna happen. Like, believe it or not, like, it's gonna happen. Like,
That's it.
it's gonna happen.
Keep going.
Yep.
Keep going. I want to talk a little bit too about, you guys both graduated high school.
Yeah.
You come from a single mom too, or did
No,
you
my pops was
your
around,
pops?
yeah.
That's what's up. So I guess talk about that, like graduating high school and like what that meant to to your parents or to yourself, and like was that a proud moment? Could you tell that they were proud or
No, that was definitely a proud moment. Like, cause like I said, they moved me out the hood. So, just for me to go to Quincy, graduate high school, break school records. Like, I may not be in the lead, but that's what they sent me. That's what they sent me to Quincy to do. So I still accomplished something.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. And what about you? Single mom. Mom's working 3 jobs, man. I mean,
Definitely tough, man. And like, even I was raised around a lot of women, but like my mother really constructed me into a man still. You know what I mean? She played both roles. She was my father and my mother. You know what I mean? So definitely to graduate high school was for her. You know what I'm saying? And even to try going on to college. You know what I mean? That was for her too. she couldn't go to college. She had 2 boys, you know what I mean? So like she took sacrifices for us to go and do, like, and I ain't about to waste my time for somebody that sacrificed their time for me.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So
Absolutely.
yeah, man.
So what's next as far as the music? What's immediately next as far as you got any shows coming? What's the album? What's I guess immediately next, and then I guess kind of break down like what's after that. You know what I mean? And
So immediately,
what do you guys
what's
got
next?
going on?
Shoot, we working on a tape. We're gonna be in the studio tomorrow. You know,
facts.
we've really been locked. We was in the studio 2 days ago. Now, when it's tape time, we really locked in. Like, you know, we could throw out singles and just throwaways that we have in the files, but right now it's tape time, so we locked in like every day in the studio.
So is it like y'all rocking this tape like a duo kind of deal, or how's it work? How's it work? And do you have a name for it too?
What was
Make music fun again.
Yeah, make music fun again is all shit. And then I got one coming. We basically got like 3 in total. He got his little solo tape. I got my little solo tape, and then we got one together. So basically, like, you know, yeah.
So
a lot of projects.
Yeah.
Talk about that. The title, right? It's an interesting name. Why? What?
Make music fun again.
Absolutely.
You know, just because there's a lot of bullshit in the air. There's a lot of everybody rapping the same, everybody using the same beats. You know what I mean? And it's just everything's too oversaturated right now. And this is why when you hear somebody different, see somebody speaking different, it's so like rare to people that like as if like life ain't supposed to be like that, you know. So I don't know. Like I think that's what it is. There's so much bullshit that we know that it's bullshit. So it's time to really like let's make music fun again. You know what I mean?
Pressure.
Yeah, apply that pressure. You know.
I always tend to say too sometimes like, don't forget to have fun with it too. You know what I mean? Like this is why you got into it, right? You know what I mean? You love it. You know what I mean? I always say, you know, try to pick something that you would do anyway, even if you never saw $1 from it. What's something that you could do every day and be happy with?
Exactly.
That's where you gotta kind of channel it, and you'll attract it. You know what I mean? You chase the purpose, chase the dream. The money's gonna come. Don't chase the clout. Don't chase all that stuff. Bro. So
exactly.
Absolutely, man. So what are you looking forward to the most as far as this journey with the music moving forward?
You
Shout
know,
the world.
Yeah, change the world, you know what I mean? Make an impact, you know what I mean? Just to be remembered as somebody that created a mentality for people. Like Kobe, you got the Kobe Mamba mentality, you got LeBron's mentality, like you got the Michael Jackson music effect, you know, you got the J. Cole, Kendrick. So we just trying to create something that speaks in longevity, you know what I mean? Speak something that is always gonna be here. You know, like we get hit up all the time. We've had conversations. I've had numerous conversations with a lot of celebrities. Like I used to talk to The Game. I have talked to Safari a little bit. But we have a couple people that, you know, get deals here and there. But like at the end of the day, if we was trying to do this for just, I guess, a certain amount of bread to watch our community deconstruct, then we could do that. You know.
Okay. I mean, how do you make these connections, like with The Game, for instance? Is that something you just hit up on Instagram, or does somebody know somebody through somebody?
I think somebody tagged me under his post, and then he had hit me up and was just like, yo, I could have been a scam or whatever, but it was the official Game page, so like, I don't know what was going on, but as far as, he hit me up like, yo, like, I'm putting together this, da-da-da, like, you know, you got any music you can send me? I sent over some music to him, and just little conversations, like, nothing crazy, you know?
Absolutely. I mean, networking is big, and working with other artists, right? I know you guys got, like, you know, you got your crew that you guys do music with. You start reaching out and doing music with other people. How does that work? Talk a little bit about that, and like, you know, what features you may have and how important it is, or if you think it's not important and you can do it on your.
So, it is like there's this one artist. I don't know if you heard of Neek Bucks.
Oh yeah, I love Neek Bucks, to be honest.
My godbrother's man is from New York. Him and my godbrother met out the country on vacation. Bro from New York, he always comes down here and during the summertime. So I got to kick it with him, but I ended up finding out that's Neek Bucks is like bro. I'm like, that's you know, crazy. He posted they was out to dinner. I'm like, yo, how you know Neek? He was like, yo, that's bro. But that's one thing I'm definitely trying to lock in soon. So
Harlem, right?
Yeah,
Harlem. Right there, so I guess talk about that. Who are some of like the artists that you're looking at now that you mess with? You know what I mean? Someone like Neek Bucks. Who else is in the game right now that you guys messing with?
Definitely me. Dave East. I like my melodic shit, so A Boogie.
Hey, Boogie, with
Yeah.
Who else? Shit, I fuck with No Cap.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Cap's,
No
no
Cap.
Cap's tough. There's a lot of artists.
I know
There's
there's so
a
many.
lot of good lyrical artists. You know what I'm saying? Like not just artists to just kind of get a name and then you fade away. Like we talking like make good music. You know what I mean? So.
I like what's his name? Lil Papa. I like too.
Yeah, Lil Papa's nice
pretty
too.
good. What about like growing up? Who were like some of the guys that you were like really fanning on? You know what I mean? Heavy influences.
Probably like, I was probably around like 7 to 10. It was definitely Kanye. Like, people could say whatever they want about him, but he makes his music. He knows how to make music.
Yep.
Like Through the Wire, that's what really made me love music. Through the Wire.
All Fall Down.
Yeah.
Through the Wire made me love music, but as I got older, it was definitely Meek Mill. It was definitely, he made me really want to start writing music, because he really spit some pain.
What was it about Meek? Was it the style, what he was saying, the delivery, how he kind of tied it all in?
It was just about like what he was saying, like that's why I think that's what attracted to me so much when he was rapping, because
Similar shit, like, you know,
similar.
Meek freestyling on the block, I'm freestyling in the cafeteria, you know what I'm saying? So like similar shit that what was going on, kind of, you know, Meek just had it, you know, in the limelight. You know, we was doing this shit behind closed doors, like freestyling cafeterias and shit. Yeah, real talk.
I was definitely like, to this day, Meek's that's my favorite artist. Like,
what about locally? Who are some guys that you look up to as far as like local rappers, or that you're messing with and dig their style, or somebody you've been listening to for a while?
Me personally, I wouldn't say I'm bumping, but I definitely, I'm not gonna cap. I've been bumping Millie's heavy lately, especially that shit with him and No Cap. But that's definitely like one person I see be like, nah, like he's really putting on. Like that's one person I could really like,
and even the sport of hip hop too. Like you got joiners too. Just a lot of lyrical underdogs that a lot of people just, they don't recognize, but that's what they're here for. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. What do you think it is about like Boston or Massachusetts in general, where we haven't had like that one main, because even like Joyner and Millie's, they're not getting 94.5 radio play unless it's like a launch pad or at night type of deal. They're not on the regular rotation.
Right.
Like, what do you think it's gonna take to get to an artist on that level, or why, in your opinion, have we not got there yet? I don't know.
I think
I got a lot of opinions about that.
Yeah, I have a lot. You know what I mean? I could say like it could be competition. You know, it could be greed. It could be, jealousy. A lot of things that could happen anywhere. You know what I mean? But specifically Boston.
I think it's beef.
I think it's that. I just think some people, they want to see you do good, but not better than them. You know what I mean? A lot of crab in a barrel mentality stuff going on, and even when somebody knows somebody's good, if they don't do a song with them, then it's like fuck them. Like, I don't want, you know what I mean? But it's just a little shit.
I think it has to do with like me personally. I think it has to do with like a bunch of beef. Like it's weird. Like, bro, there's a lot of talent out here. Like there's a lot of talent out here. Like that's what makes it crazy. Like if Boston ain't going up in the next 5 years or a little after that, before that, I'll find that crazy, because there's a lot of talent out here.
Absolutely.
So, too much talent out here.
Too much talent, too much beef, like you said too. And I feel like Boston is one of those places. It's a small big city, right? You know what I mean? Like if you're in New York and you have just Harlem behind you or just Brooklyn, that's enough. I mean, Brooklyn has 2.5 million people alone. Boston is still 800,000. You know what I mean? And that's one part of New York. So I feel like there's not as much room for error as far as like getting behind each other and supporting everybody. And I think everybody needs to do that, bro.
Like you said, there's mad talent out here, bro.
There's a lot of talent out here, bro. That's what makes it sad sometimes.
Absolutely. What's next as far as like a music video? Is that something you got already lined up that you want to shoot?
Yeah, I got some unreleased. Like I said, we was at the studio tonight. Got some unreleased that it's gonna be my intro. So the way that the story is kind of told in the way of like, once we do the music video, it'll kind of show like the whole overall ideal of what this project's gonna consist of. So that's what we're probably gonna approach. Like it's gonna take all day for it. Like we're gonna need like choreography, like everything's gonna be on point. It's like, you know how Kendrick did different shots for Not Like Us.
Yeah.
in
Oh,
different-
yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, we're just gonna switch up sceneries, be in different places where we can kind of just really make I guess cinematic effects.
Okay.
You know.
Okay. What's the timeline on all this? Say everything goes according to plan. When can we expect to see that that intro video?
I would say honestly by next month.
Okay.
By next month.
Next
Yep.
month.
Summer's
So-
coming up, so yeah, we're gonna definitely attack the summer
Yeah,
right. So
facts.
I don't want to waste too much time. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Definitely want to get.
What
on it.
about shows? You got any shows scheduled to line up, or you looking to book, or what's going on with that?
That's funny. My cousin, he does managing, with this girl called Kaniko. She's nice, but my cousin said, I think we probably gonna have a show on the 22nd if he was
22nd,
down.
for
Yeah,
sure.
but they still a lot of. I gotta see what he said, but probably
Okay.
next show probably be the 22nd.
Okay.
It's probably like
I'll be tuned in.
that's,
June 22nd.
nah, May
No,
20th.
May
May, oh, so that's like in a couple
Yeah.
days.
I think it's in right there, what, Rhode Island?
Yeah, in Rhode Island. So probably
That's what's up.
that one, but we're trying to do.
We're trying to do more like kind of
Yeah.
outside of like even Boston. You know, what I mean, we're trying to do like a lot of like New York's, anywhere around
Anywhere,
anywhere.
right,
You know,
anywhere.
California, anywhere. We really want to just take ourselves outside of what's comfortable and be uncomfortable for a little bit. You know,
Cause we got a lot of music. Believe it or not, we
talk,
got a lot of music coming. Like we may not be posting all the time when we in the studio, but even when we ain't posting, we in the studio. Like
talk.
for real.
So what's been like the hottest part about the music journey and everything that comes with it?
I guess having too highly of expectations.
Facts.
I think like again, everybody hopes for that one home run hitter song, and then when it don't go as planned, everybody wants to give up or pack up or not want to work on anything else. So like, I guess keeping everybody
I was just about to say
dedicated,
that.
you know, and focused on the bigger picture of it. Like you're gonna drop 100 songs until we get one song. You know what I'm saying? And if we don't, we still gonna drop another 100 till we get that one. Like you know what I mean? So just keeping everybody's mind, you know, eyes on the prize, I guess, is the hardest thing. But
So, oh shit. Ugh. My bad, bro. So, in life, right? Life be lifing, right? Life be lifing. So, what are the kind of some of the things that you do to kind of deal with life on life's terms and kind of, you know what I mean? What are some of the outlets that you have other than the music and the gym? Make it a little bit difficult for you.
being an uncle, I love being an uncle. You know, it just teaches me every day to like, you know, just I got somebody that really genuinely, you know, if you're not my son, but still regardless, that genuinely looks up to me, you know, and that's my brother's son, you know what I mean? So it's his only son. So just to be a role model for him, like brings me joy every day. In the midst, if I don't make it to where I want to make it, as long as I make my nephew smile every day, I'll leave this world happy. You know what I'm saying? So,
Facts, man.
And job being a father,
Right.
like what are you looking forward to as far as like that journey goes and being able to, and you have a son or?
You have a son.
Okay, well, yeah, what are you looking forward to as far as that? Is it like sports like that or like
Definitely,
talk about that?
definitely sports. Like, I think he's gonna end up just like me, but it's my job to make sure, like, to make sure that he don't make the same mistakes that I did. You know, do just things like that. You know, like that's why when he tells me he wants to play football, but I be in his ear, I'll be like, I'm gonna really be on you, like I'm gonna really be on you. So you ready for this, like, cause I'm gonna be on you for real. Like my friends always tell him, like, you learn from the best, so make sure that you pay attention. So it's like, you know, can't wait till he get older. Like I said, just for him not to make the same mistakes I did.
Yeah, no, I hear that. And what kind of, fast forward a little, right? You're an uncle, you're a father, your son and your nephew get to that age. Like, what are some like jewels that you'll drop on them, or life lessons, or like phrases or sayings that you think you could tell them that that would resonate?
that it's cliche, but you really could do anything you put your mind to. So like, again, like I know like he loves basketball, you know, so he's always just talking to me about basketball, watching basketball. I don't really watch too much basketball as much as I play it. But Yeah, just the simple strength of you know, if you put your mind towards something, you could become that. You know what I mean? Like we started music out of the air and we made it into something. So I took the chance on playing overseas and ended up making a name overseas. You know what I'm saying? So like, just simple things that you just, if you could see yourself doing it, you could do it. Right. You know what I'm saying? But you got to see yourself doing it first. So.
Absolutely. Visualize. Yeah. Right? And you
belief.
And manifest it.
Yeah. Manifest, exactly.
All of that. And so.
And don't wait for something. You know, go put in the work to go and get it.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, waiting. Like that's the thing. Nothing's gonna just fall in your lap. You know what I mean? You got to put the work. And I always say like the input output is directly correlated. What you get out of something is gonna be directly correlated to what you put into it. You know what I mean? And I feel like you got to definitely put forth a great effort. Consistency is big. You know what I mean?
It's definitely big. Exactly.
Yeah. So promotion is big. So I guess what are some of the ways that you guys try to like promote and network and all that? Social media? Do you do a lot in person? Flyers? I guess talk a little bit about that side of it.
I'll say like not back then, but like a couple years ago, we used to have bro like post his songs or little freestyles on the Meek Mill page. Probably 100K, probably more 100K followers. Lately, he been telling me to get on TikTok heavy because he be on TikTok. He been telling me like TikTok.
Just utilizing every platform.
There's so many though. Like, but it is worth it.
You don't want to like. It's just like knowing like you can make money over here, but if you know you're making good money here, why not go and make money over in this avenue too? You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like be great in any avenue you can.
Right.
So like you got TikToks in this day and age. You got Snapchats. You got Instagrams. You got X. What else? We got Twitch. If you're a streamer, you know what I'm saying. YouTube. So a lot of just things like don't I guess pause, but don't spread yourself too thin. You know what I'm saying? Like really utilize everything that's out there to the fullest advantages you can. You know what I mean?
And it's worth it too because it's like you never know which one might pop.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
One video just because it doesn't do well on this platform, I don't know why, but you put it on another one and it's
good.
So I know it might be a little aggravating to try 5 different things, but usually I think Facebook and Instagram are both at the same time.
Yeah.
Right? But then you got to do TikTok and all that, YouTube and everything too. So I don't know, man. It's been crazy, man.
Really is.
So also, I guess I want to talk a little bit about like something that you guess, if you had to say the one thing in life that you made the biggest bounce back from, or what would that be? Like what incident in your life would you say was like that pivotal moment, right? That, you know what I mean? You had to kind of bounce back from it and that you made it through.
I'd probably say like finding myself again. No cap, because I was definitely lost for a little minute. Like I saw like once I started playing football, I didn't cry to him in the cars before. There's been a time like me and him was out. I ain't seen somebody I ain't seen since I was 10 years old. You know, me and him is walking out the restaurant. Dude runs out while it's raining. He's like, I forgot to tell you the best person I ever seen put on a helmet and cleats. You remember that day, bro?
Yeah, I do remember that day.
20 minutes later, bro, I'm crying to him because like that shit really hit deep. So it's like, that's how much I love football. So like when I wasn't playing, that shit was eating me alive, bro. Like eating me alive, bro. Crying to him. And so I just had to find myself again. But now I'm back. Like I'm back.
You felt like not having a purpose or anything like it could be tough, bro.
And I think right now, that's more of a to be continued with me because, you know, with losing my pops, it kind of put me in a realm of, you know, like there's some people I look at like, you're going to live forever. Your soul going to be here forever.
Right.
And, you know, my pops was one of those to me. Like, we didn't have that conversation I didn't see him growing up as much. But being able to see him as I was a grown adult, finally getting that conversation and that shit taken from me, it's like, it kind of got me on like, every day is like, I could crash out. Like, I have every right to, at least to me, because like, you know, it's hard when you lose a parent, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it really is. I always say that to people. Like, I lost niggas, I lost cousins. Nothing is more heavy than losing a parent, bro. So, like, I'm still trying to find myself, like, being next to bro, staying what I know helped me back then, like the studios and staying in the gym and basketball. That's what I hope to just keep me sane.
Absolutely,
you know what I mean?
Bro. I mean, I'm still blessed enough to have both of my parents, you know what I mean?
Real talk, man.
Half of my grandparents too. So, you know, I can only imagine. I mean, if you had a chance to like say something to him, I mean, what's something that you would say to him?
It's so much. But I guess the one thing just, I guess I wish you listened to me. Because I feel like I was the only one ever in this corner that, you know, in the midst of everything else besides my mom's trying to advocate for me, like, you know, or these courts trying to advocate, or your niggas that you on the block with trying to advocate. Like, I'm just someone that just genuinely wants to see the person I came from. You know what I mean? I don't want nothing from you.
Yeah.
I don't want to give, like, you know, I just want a conversation, you know, and everything I kind of told them, it ended up coming true, you know, telling them watch out for these people, telling them you can't do this, you got to do this, you know. So, yeah, I guess I wish you listened to me. You know?
That's real. That's real. So I guess, say everything goes according to plan, right? Where do you guys see yourself in 5 years from now? You know, I know life is, you know, you make plans, but let's just let's play the game, right? Everything goes according to plan. Where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
Honestly, on top of the world. I'm gonna be real.
On tour?
Yep. Right on tour. Somewhere hot in the mansion.
Absolutely.
We'll be sending you invites to come over.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. I'll be doing interviews by the pool and palm trees. And stuff. Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, but it's a lot of entrepreneurial stuff. Like, we just have a lot of business ventures that we want to do. In the midst of just not just music talk, like me and bro be having discussions on starting merchandise. Getting into
a lot of that comes with it. I mean,
exactly. So
even since back in the days, even like my dad was like a drummer, and his wife, my stepmom, that was her. She was selling the merch, and that was even back then in the '90s. So it's relevant, if not more so now. And now you can actually advertise it online too, instead of just in person. So yeah. So I guess talk a little bit about that. What's the ideas you had about the merch?
Talking about the brand too.
Well, today we came up with some hats. Like we was thinking about like making like, not like Donald Trump hats, but like make music great again. But you know how
make music fun again.
Make it fun again. Yeah. No doubt.
But then we got some other shit like we go by as WWT, stands for Who Would Have Thought. I came up with that name with bro when we was kids, but I came up with that shit. I left this crib. We was in this crib doing what we do all the time, writing the music. I was on my own work break, you know, walked out, and I came back in this crib. I'm like, yo, who would have thought, bro? Then that's how we came up with the name. But we got a bunch of, well, not a bunch of, but we definitely been working on like shorts lately, like T-shirts. Even though it's getting
nice around and stuff, so we trying to
kind of
like adjust to the way weather is working right now. But we know some like hoodies might be the way to go. So we're gonna try to, I guess, formulate it around when we have projects coming up. You know what I mean? Rather than just dropping merch, because everybody's doing merchandise, and we want to. It's about doing stuff at the right time. You can have a good idea, but you could be doing it at the wrong time.
Absolutely. You know? A lot of times with music and athletes too, I noticed there's a lot of like partying, right? Like, is that something that y'all have to balance? And if so, how do you do it? Or do you try to steer clear of not drinking and smoking? Or what's that like? I know the smoking could be part of the artistic enhancement, I guess some people, but
I feel like you gotta have discipline.
Discipline.
I feel like like, you know, don't get me wrong, like, you know, when we get in the studio, whatever we need to, you know, be able to create that story, like, you know, we smoke, drink, you know what I mean, to get comfortable, but we don't let it abuse us. You know what I'm saying? Or we don't abuse it.
Absolutely.
We use it to, like you said, it's to help us create and articulately express ourselves. So
absolutely.
I guess that's what we do. You know what I mean? We don't use it to just abuse it. And
no doubt.
Yeah, we really don't party like that.
Unless we getting paid, you know what I'm saying? At the club, we gonna pull up, but club is over with.
Anything in excess is no good. I mean, if you get if you eat too much bananas, it could be no good. My dad has high potassium. I didn't even know that was a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, anything in excess is gonna be no good, but especially the mind-altering substances and stuff like that. So for sure.
Let's talk about that too. Like what you put in, type of fruits you put into your body, like food, things like
Absolutely.
that matters. Like
Definitely.
More than, I mean, that the diet matters more than you would think with so many other things too. Like, oh, I'm always tired, or I'm on this, and that. Like, the diet is so big that people don't even know.
Pay attention to, exactly. Like you said, input, output. Like the shit you put in your body is the energy that you're gonna give out. You know what I mean?
So, I guess, what are you guys doing when you're not doing music, or is this like a 24/7 thing, or what's going on, guys?
Yeah, like you said, like
that should be 24/7. Like me, ever since we was kids, every time we link, we could link 5 days out the 4 days out the week, bro. We talk about same shit we talk about with you, like just real life shit, music, and just the future. You know, that's all we talk about.
I feel like if people are gonna wake up every day and go to work, dedicate themselves to work 40 hours. Like you gotta wake up every day to be that determined for your dreams, for your goals. So we talk about it every day.
Every day.
Like we talk about the plan every day. It ain't even just the music. It's just the plan behind the music. Like, cause I gotta make sure his drive's still there. He gotta make sure my drive's still there. You know what I'm saying? And a chain is only as strong as its weakest link. You know what I'm saying? So we all got to make sure we good, Yeah,
that's for sure. Boom, that's for sure. So, I guess, was there anything that you wanted to touch on that we didn't get a chance to talk about? Or just, I guess, give your social medias too for the people where they can find you on social media.
Find me at Instagram _Jah2X, JAH2X _. Yeah, this one I'll just be on the gram.
I feel you, bro. It's tough to be on all of them.
I'm on Instagram, Blessings, BLESSENCEE, 2 E's at the end. Same thing on Twitter. On TikTok, same thing, but I also got another one, Bless Your Fitness, which I'm starting a little journey of workouts, you know what I'm saying? Putting my workouts out there. And like you said, my dietary stuff, so make sure you're eating the right stuff, so definitely check that out. And yeah, and YouTube, same thing, Blessings.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
And I'll put screenshots in the beginning too, because I know a lot of the retention rate, people don't stick around for long videos all the time. So I'll put it in the beginning as well too. So I guess before I let you go, I want to know, like, what are some things that you've like learned about yourself throughout this whole process of making music? Ups and downs.
Fucking beast at this music shit. That's what the fuck I learned. I'm a fucking dog at this shit. And that only came from just literally not giving up, bro. I swear, like, I really gave up on music at times, bro. Like, real life, I switched back and forth to basketball, and then say, I'm done with basketball, back to this music shit. And like bro said, the way I was talking, the way I was like that came from just like not giving up, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I'm excited to just see like where these skills even get me to. The more shit that I go through, the more shit I can show you.
Yeah.
And and be able to talk about. I don't cap. I really got to go through some shit to be able to rap about it. You know what I mean?
What is it that keeps bringing you back to the music, bro? What is it? It keeps calling your name.
I guess the hate, honestly, bro. Knowing that really don't want you to win, bro. Knowing that they don't want you to do better than them. Knowing that all the odds are against you, bro. I really drives me, bro. It's weird that somebody can show me love and I'll think like, huh? But then somebody shows me hate and I'll be like, yeah, you know what I mean? Just because I know the hate might be more real than the love sometimes. Right. So I don't know. I noticed that it's a positive way to me, but some people might see it as a negative way.
Absolutely. So. What's the main message that you would like from, someone to get from your story? Jah, we'll start with you with that. What's the main message you would want someone to get from hearing your story?
Basically, like, it's never over. Like, since I was a kid, I thought I'd be in the league. You feel me? But my cousin told me like 2 weeks ago. He said that doesn't mean your journey is over. He said that was probably just a story you could talk about in your journey. That's just it.
Yeah,
a story you could talk about.
It's good to have that open mind. You know what I mean?
So that's about it right there. But yeah.
What about you? What's the main message, bro, that you want someone to like get from your story, bro?
Don't be afraid to try. Even if they think you look crazy, even if you don't know what you're talking about, like, eventually, bro, the ones that are respected are the ones that try.
Okay. I guess if you had any closing words for the audience, or you got something you could spit, we could do that too, bro.
Oh, yeah, definitely do. Definitely do.
I know you always ready.
You know what I'm saying?
Either or both. You know what I mean?
You know what I'm
Whatever you want to do.
We can throw the beat on. We can get some shit cooking.
I don't got no beats. We'll just do an acapella too. I mean, YouTube's funny with the copyright and stuff as well too. So plus, I'd have to set it.
I gotta take. You want me to do it right now?
Yeah.
All right,
You
you
do it
gotta
right
take the grill out.
Go
Hold on. Hold on. Anywhere specifically I should look right here?
now. This camera right here. There you go.
I'm sick and tired of being so sick and tired. They ain't rapping like I'm rapping. These niggas need to retire. I'm flyer than these niggas. My flow is what they admire. I'm trying more than they know. So much pressure that I'm applying. I'm climbing straight to the top. Yet one day they'll see me shine. And I'm crying on the inside. So much pain that I've been hiding. Like who can I cry to? Say what's all in my mind to. Moment you think they got you. That's the moment they rock. I'm trying to tell you, ain't no one got you better than God do. On the night you feel like nobody listening, God do. Why you capping when you rap when you know when it's not true? Why would I stress when I know that I'm blessed? Like when it's time to go, I'll be top 2, and that's not 2. You might not care about the stuff that I'm saying, but God do. If you got me, always know that I got you, and if you show you love me, I show I love you. ×2, you niggas do it for these hoes, I do it for Mom Dukes. Try to bring some brothers with me, some shit just ain't fall through. Like how you saying that I switched up when I called, you never picked up. The hoes you be with bringing me up, cause we been linked up. Lost so many family, my arms are fully inked up. They don't want to see me minked up, traveling, Cuban linked up.
There it is. Good shit. Kill that shit.
Right
My
there.
God, blessings.
That's it, man.
Ja, if you got some last words, man. If not, man.
Nah, just thank you for having us.
Absolutely.
Real talk, bro.
Thanks for
Appreciate
coming
it.
up
Thank you,
here, man. And I'm looking forward to the journey.
Thank you, bro.
Absolutely, guys. So you heard it right there, guys. Blessings, Ja, 2 times. We here, guys. It is what it is. Remember what's next. That's where you make it. The Bounce Back Podcast. On that note, peace.
Bounce back, ain't got a moment. When they see you down, there's